Hello, hello, hello. I am the Linux Mitch. In my last video, I gave a demonstration of OpenBSD that was already installed in a real bare metal computer, but I did the installation off camera. So today, I'm going to go through an installation of OpenBSD in a real bare metal computer. So let's get to it. So right now I'm in my main production computer, which is running Arch Linux with the awesome window manager. And I'm going to open up Firefox. So this is the OpenBSD website. And what I did was I clicked on download and I clicked on this one here, install 77.image, and I downloaded the AMD 64 one. Now I'm not going to download it now because I already have it downloaded. Then I went to a mirror site, clicked on that, and I went to a mirror that's from Toronto. I clicked on that. I clicked on, let's just make this larger. I clicked on 7.7 and it's from April 2025. So I clicked on 7.7 and I downloaded these two files, the SHA-256 and the SHA-256.signature. Now I'm going to go back. And the reason why I downloaded the ISO from the OpenBSD website rather than a mirror is because it's right here. But the reason why I downloaded the SHA-256 text and the signature text is because they're not on here, or at least I couldn't find them on here. So I went to the mirror site, like I just showed you, and downloaded the signature text and the SHA-256 sum text from there. Okay, I'm just going to open up another workspace. And I'm going to open up Xterm. And whenever I download ISOs, I always make a folder for the ISO and for the verifying texts. So I'm going to cd into ISO/OpenBSD. I'm going to clear the screen. I'm going to ls it. So you can see I have three files in there. I have the image file. I have the SHA-256 sum text. And I have the signature text. Okay. Now I'm just going to LL it. So this install image is from April 2025, and it's only 801 megabytes. It only took a couple of seconds to download. And I'm going to go back to the website, and it shows you how to verify the SHA sum text if you're in a GNU system like Arch Linux. So I'm going to copy this, and I click on copy, and I'm going to insert, and I'm going to hit enter. Let's see what happens. And it's okay. Now, if you're wondering why it says okay twice, well, I'm going to show you. Let's vim into the SHA-256 text. This is it here. And you can see there's duplication in this file. Why? I have no idea. Okay, so let's just get out of there. So that's why it says okay twice. And the image is verified, kind of, sort of. So if we go back to here. So when I'm showing how to verify an ISO, an Arch Linux ISO or a Linux Mint ISO, I always say there's two things to verify. Number one, you want to verify it to make sure it was downloaded with full integrity. And the second thing you want to do is verify the signature, that it's signed by the developers. So what we did right now is we just verified that it was downloaded with its full integrity. And that's the way I always explain it, but they explain it better. So here it says right here. So this second one is the command that we just used, and it said okay, right? And now it tells you right here. Well, I can't highlight it, it doesn't look good. But it tells you right here, however, this only checks for accidental corruption. And I like the way they word it a lot better than I word it, because I always say that first verification just shows that it was downloaded with its full integrity, but I like the way they say it better. This only checks for accidental corruption, that somehow when it was downloading to make sure it didn't accidentally get corrupted. I like that better. You can use Signify and the SHA-256.sig file to verify the download image. So this second one is the way to verify the signature. So first of all, if you're running GNU Linux, you have to download the package Signify. I went to archlinux.org. I typed in Signify. Signify, it's for OpenBSD. Okay. I clicked it on and I downloaded it in the terminal and I installed Signify. So I ran this command and it didn't work. So, and actually, you know what? I'm going to show you. Let's just copy it. Let's insert it in here. And let's just change that to install image. Hit enter. Can't open. So I went into Etsy, but there's no Signify in there. So I couldn't verify the signature, and I spent hours playing around with this. I did a search in DuckDuckGo in my search engine. I searched YouTube. The only thing I could find on the internet was that it's very difficult to verify the signature of OpenBSD in GNU Linux, which I already knew. And I spent hours playing around with this. I couldn't get it to work. I verified that the ISO was downloaded with no corruption, but I wasn't able to verify the signature. Then I plugged in a thumb drive into the computer, and I typed in this command, sudo copy install /dev/sdb, and I hit enter. Oh, and I put my password in. And now, of course, it looks like it's not doing anything. Oh, I put the wrong password in. So now it looks like it's not doing anything, but it's actually making a bootable thumb drive with this ISO on it, or this image on it. Look how fast that was. Whoa, that only took like, what, 20 seconds? So let's do lsblk, and we can see it's there. And that's how I made the thumb drive. So now I'm going to plug that thumb drive into the other computer and walk you through an installation with a full installation of OpenBSD with the i3 window manager, the Awesome window manager, and some of my favorite apps. So I'm booting my computer and I'm pressing F12. Let's see if I can get onto the thumb drive. There we are. We're in the boot manager. So I'm going to use my arrow keys and I'm going to click on USB thumb drive, and we're going to boot onto the thumb drive. Okay, so now I'm going to click on the capital I for install. Choose your keyboard layout. I'm just going to hit enter for default. System host name is going to be OpenBSD, and I'm just going to hit enter for default for the network. I'm going to hit enter for autoconf default, and I'm just going to hit enter for the none for the IPv6. It's going to go with default. And I'm going to go with default again. Now, password for root. My password for root is going to be this. And I'm going to enter it again. Start SSH by default. Yes, I'm going to go with default. Do you want the XenoDM login manager or display manager? And I'm going to go with no. I'm going to stay with the default. Set up a user. Enter a lowercase login name or no. So I'm going to put mention. And I'm going to go with mench as my user. And password for mench is going to be this, and I'm going to put it in again. And allow SSH to log into root. I'm going to say no. I'm going with default. And Canada Eastern is the correct time zone for me. So I'm going to hit enter. Available disks, I'm just going to go with the default. Encrypt the root disk with a passphrase or key disk. The default is no, but I'm going to hit P for passphrase because I want to put a password in here. I'm going to hit a P. And I'm going to hit a capital W, and it's asking me for my encryption password. So I'm going to put an encryption password in. I'm going to put it in again. So I'm going to go with the default whole, and I'm going to go with the default for auto layout. And which disk do you wish to initialize? I'm just going to go to default for done. Let's install sets. I'm just going to go with the default, and I'm going to go with the default. And again, I'm going to go with the default. I'm just using my enter button, by the way. And I'm going to go to default, and I'm going to go to default, and I'm going to go to default. And now I'm going to type in yes. Now at this point, I got messed up a couple times. If you go to default no, the installation is going to stop, and you're going to get caught in a circle. So I'm going to type in yes and hit enter. And now we are installing OpenBSD, but right now it's just going to be a base install. But by the time I finish this video, it's going to have it's going to be a full installation with the i3 window manager and the Awesome window manager and some of my favorite apps. So don't go away. I'll be back. Okay, so it stopped for a minute. So I'm just going to hit enter. I'm going to go with the default. Done. Oh, and that's it. Well, for the base install, that didn't even take 5 minutes. I never even got out of my chair. I know I say that in all my videos, right? So now I'm going to reboot. And if it worked properly, it should take me to the point where I have to put my encryption password in because I encrypted this installation. And there we are. It's asking for my encryption passphrase. So I'm going to put that in, hit enter. And we're booting into our new base installation of OpenBSD. But like I said, I'm going to continue the video. I'm going to do a full installation with the i3 window manager and the awesome window manager and some of my favorite apps. And there we are. We're at the login screen. So I'm going to put in my username, Mensch. I'm going to put Mensch's password in, and I'm going to clear the screen. Now that we've installed our base system, I'm going to do an update. Now this ISO is from April 2025, and right now we're in the middle of July. Now we haven't installed any apps, window managers, or desktop environments yet. And OpenBSD has two types of updates. There's an update that involves updating security patches and the core operating system. And then there's updating apps, which is a totally different procedure. Like I said, I haven't installed any apps yet. This is just a base install of OpenBSD. So, like I said, the ISO is from April, and it's now the July 20th. So I'm just going to go through an update now. And what I'm going to do is switch into root. So I'm going to type in SU and leave a dash. And I'm going to put root's password in. So now we're in root. And I'm going to clear the screen. And I'm going to type in this command. It says patch. And I'm going to hit enter. And hopefully this works because I've never done this before. And it's patching the system. The core system of OpenBSD is being patched with security patches and bug fixes. And I have no idea how long this is going to take. So I might pause the video and then come back. And I'm not even sure if I'm supposed to reboot, but it's probably updating the kernel. So I'm just going to do a reboot anyways. Oh, and that's finished. That was really fast. Oh, can't believe how fast that was. So now you know what? I'm just going to do a reboot. Reboot. And we're rebooting the installation. Oh, and it's encrypted, so it's asking for my passphrase. I'm going to put my encryption passphrase in. I can't believe how fast that update was. I guess it's just a handful of patches, and it's security patches. Of course, it's not updating my apps, so I don't have any apps in here yet. And now we're at the login screen. So I'm going to type in Mensch. I'm going to put Mensch's password in, and I'm going to clear the screen. Now, I can't install anything yet. Well, so OpenBSD doesn't come automatically with sudo installed. So right now, Mensch doesn't have any privileges. So in order to install anything right now, I have to switch into root. So I'm going to do su. Oh, let's just do an su. I'm not going to do the dash this time. And I'm going to clear the screen. So now I'm going to install, I'm just going to install sudo. I'm going to do pkg underscore add. I'm going to leave a space and I'm going to type in sudo. And now it's asking me for which one I want to install. There's three options. I'm just going to do one. I'm going to type in one and I'm going to hit enter. And we're installing sudo. And it's done. Now I'm going to add Mensch to the sudo group. So I'm going to type in, oh, I don't have Vim installed. You know what? I'm going to install Vim too. Let's do pkg underscore add Vim. I think Vi is installed. Oh, and I have a choice here too. You know what? I'm just going to go with number 6, X11. Now it's installing Vim. I think Vi is installed by default, but I can't stand using Vi. So we're going to install Vim. Okay, now let's clear the screen. I'm going to type in Vim etc sudoers. I'm going to hit enter. And I'm just going to do a search for root. And right here, I'm just going to copy this. I'm going to paste it in. I'm going to delete root. And I'm going to type in Mensch. So normally when I go through my Arch Linux installs, especially when I do my manual installs, I don't make Mensch part of the wheel group. I just give Mensch all privileges. You can do it either way. So now I'm going to save the file and I'm going to clear the screen. I'm going to exit. I'm just going to exit out of there and I'm just going to log back in as Mensch. I'm going to put Mensch's password in and I'm going to clear the screen. I guess I didn't really have to log out and back in again, but I did. So now let's see if it works. Let's do sudo pkg underscore add, leave a space. I'm going to type in git and it's asking for Mensch's password. I'm going to put Mensch's password in and we are installing git and that's done. So now I'm going to clear the screen. Now I'm going to download my GitLab repository. So this is the command to download my GitLab repository and it's free for you to download it. And the command is in the show notes of all my videos, just in case you don't know, right? And I'm going to hit enter, or in case you're new to my channel. So my GitLab repository is downloaded. Now I'm going to ls-a, and I'm going to create a directory called .config, the mkdir .config, and ls-a just to make sure it's there. And there it is, .config. So let's clear the screen. Oh, and let's just go back to ls. So we see we have a mensch directory in there now. I'm going to cd into mensch. This is not my home folder mensch. This is my mensch directory that I downloaded from my GitLab repository. And now I'm going to ls it. So if you see in my GitLab repository, I have a lot of folders in here. But I have an OpenBSD folder. So I'm going to cd into OpenBSD. And I'm going to clear the screen. I'm going to ls it. And actually, you know what? I'm going to clear the screen. I'm going to ls-a. So these are the files that are in there. And see in the middle, on the bottom row in the middle, there's an auto app file. I'm going to vim into it just to show you what's in there. So this file in my Arch Linux folder is much longer. Well, it's way longer. But these are the apps. I'm going to run this script, and it's going to install the Awesome Window Manager, the i3 Window Manager, Firefox, and some of my other favorite apps. And you can see the apps that are in the list here. Okay, so I'm going to close that file. I'm going to clear the screen, and I'm going to do a /auto, and I'm going to hit enter. And now it's downloading and installing all those apps. I think this is going to take about 10 minutes. So I'm going to pause the video and come back. So don't go away. Okay, finished. So let's clear the screen. So now that we've installed my favorite apps, I'm going to do an ls-a and see on the far right at the very bottom, there's a run configs file. I'm going to vim into it just to show you what's in there. Now in my Arch folder, my run configs file is much larger and has more things in it. This is a simplified run configs file. It's just the first line is going to copy over a few files. It's going to copy over some wallpaper. Actually, it's going to copy an Arch Linux wallpaper. Sorry about that. And it's going to copy over my configuration file for the Awesome Window Manager and the i3 Window Manager. Okay, so it's not going to do a whole lot. So I'm going to run this. I'm going to clear the screen. And I'm going to do /run. Oh, okay, so that error, I'm going to have to fix that. This error message came because those two wallpapers, I don't have them in my folder. And you really don't need them in there. I mean, you can have them if you want, but they're Arch Linux wallpapers. And I took them out of the folder. And so the thing worked. My run config file worked, but I'm going to fix this. By the time this video is posted, I'm going to fix this so you don't get that error message. And just to make sure it worked, let's cd out of there. And let's cd into .config. Let's ls it. And there's my folders. There's my awesome folder, my i3 folder, and my i3 status folder. So it worked. Let's cd out of there. And like I said, I'm going to fix that so you don't get that error message if you decide to download my configuration files. So what I'm doing now is I'm going to make Zesh the default shell for mensch. So I'm going to type it in like that, and I'm going to hit enter. And now it's done. And now I'm going to log out. Let's just exit. Let's go back in, put my password in, and there we are. Zesh is my default shell. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to type in start X, and let's see if we can get into the Awesome Window Manager. And there we are. We are in the Awesome Window Manager with my configuration file. So now I'm going to give you a quick tour of the installed apps. And I'm going to go through it quickly because I already did this in my last video, my OpenBSD demo video. So I'm going to click on Calculator. We have GNOME Calculator installed. We have GNOME Disk Usage. I'm going to click it on. And this is GNOME Disk Usage. We have HTOP installed. We have PCMan FM. I'm going to click it on. And there's PCMan FM. I have Armina. Remina is an app I use to log into other computers through remote desktop. I gave a demonstration of this in my last video and in many other videos as well. We have Rhythmbox. Rhythmbox is for music, and I don't have any music in this computer. I have the full LibreOffice suite. So this is the spreadsheet program, LibreOffice Calc. I have GNOME System Monitor. I have Thunderbird installed. Now, in my last video where I showed all the apps that were installed, Thunderbird was installed, but I forgot to show it to you. So here it is now, Thunderbird. Now, of course, I don't have it hooked up to any email addresses or anything. Okay, so I'm going to close that. And of course, we have Word document, LibreOffice Writer. And there it is, LibreOffice Writer for your equivalent to MS Word. And let's open up Xterm. And there's Xterm with my configuration file. And let's do neofetch, neofetch. And there's neofetch. We are in OpenBSD 7.7. Now, another thing I didn't do in my last video. In my last video, I also had the i3 window manager installed, but I forgot to show it to you. So, quit out of the awesome window manager. Let's clear the screen. Let's go into Vim, xinit rc file, and I'm going to comment out the awesome window manager, and I'm going to uncomment i3. I'm going to save the file. I'm going to clear the screen. I'm going to type in the startx, and this is not good. Now, I don't know why it's doing that, why it's flickering like that. So let's do mod key P is going to bring up D menu. I'm going to type in nitrogen. I'm going to hit enter. Ah, there we go. Sorry about that. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into preferences, and I'm going to unclick recursive. Then I'm going to add, click on add, and I'm going to go into my home directory image. I'm going to select it. I'm going to OK it. And I'm going to click on this wallpaper. And I'm going to apply it. And I'm just going to use my mod key to go to workspace 2. And there it is. Well, so I got rid of the clicking and I got the wallpaper up. Okay, so there's workspace 1. I'm going to do shift mod key C is going to close it. And that's the i3 window manager. Now I'm going to log out of there. Yes, exit it. And I'm going to clear the screen. I just want to log back in and see if I still get that flickering. I'm going to type in startx, hit enter. And there it is. Fix that flickering. Okay, so this is the i3 window manager. If I want to open up Xterm, I could do mod key P, like that, Xterm, or I could just do mod key enter. It's going to open up Xterm as well. Okay, so I also have Firefox installed, and off camera, I hardened Firefox and changed it to all the settings that I like to have in Firefox. So I didn't want to do that on camera. I don't want the video to be too long, and I think it's already going to be a long video. So of course you can open Firefox because we're in the i3 window manager, right? You can open up Firefox, mod key F, or mod key P opens up D menu, right? And you can do a search for Firefox that way. And there's Firefox. And we're going to go to YouTube.
Kind of ugly, and you can blow it up, and you know, it's just you lose a lot of quality of life. You can't alias stuff, or there's no aliases set up, which means
Okay, so you see we have audio is working in this computer. So now I'm going to close that. And now I'm going to open up my terminal. I'm going to do neo fetch. You can see I'm in the i3 window manager. And that's it. In this video, I showed you where I went to download OpenBSD ISO. I showed you how to verify it to make sure there was no corruption when it got downloaded. And I also showed you how you're supposed to verify the signature in GNU Linux, but it didn't work. Then I showed you how to make a bootable thumb drive with that image. And then I showed you, and I walked you through a base install of OpenBSD on a real bare metal computer. And then I downloaded my GitLab repository and I installed the i3 window manager, the awesome window manager, and some of my favorite apps. And I gave you a demonstration of those apps and showed you that they worked. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, please like it and don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Thank you for watching. Until next time, I am the Linux Mensch.